So let's talk about storage. Storage is the code that is responsible for saving and loading data from the database. Let's start with a very basic example. We have over here an entity. I've called it my entity. It has a number column, which is code, a text column, which is name, a text column, which is password, a date column, which is birth date, and an isActive column, which is of type bool column. If I run this code and go ahead and create the table in the database, and then just go in and edit it. 1, Noam, 1234, 16 June 76, and it's active. I created a table and inserted a row. Now you can notice that over here I'm using a date, and over here I'm using a bool. Let's look what happened to it in the database. Let's go over to the SQL Navigator, and here I'm going to select star for my entity. And we can see that the date was saved as 1976-06-16, and the bool was saved as 1. And if I actually dive into the definition, we can see that the date is char8 and the bool became small int. That is because storages are taking care of that for us. Storages are responsible for saving data in the database in one format, while in memory we can handle it in other format. Let's say that we want to change that. Let's say that we want to use date time instead of date for the birth date. So in our code, we're going to tell the date column that its storage is equal to new, and then env data storage, and here we can choose one of many storage types. In this case I want to use date time date storage. Let's do that. So we're going to go back to our table, we're going to drop it and create it and enter the data again. 1, Noam, 1234, 16 June 76, and true. And now when we look at our database, we can see that the birth date is of type date time. And if we refresh the column structure, we can see that it's date time. And we can store it in any way we like. For example, we can store it as a number, which used to be the way things were stored in old Bitreef application. So I can say here number date storage. Build it again and run it. So we're going to go to our table, we're going to drop the table, create it, and enter some data again. 1, Noam, 1234, 16 June 76, true. And if I look at our database, we can see that now it's stored as a number. So the beauty of it is that our code doesn't care how it's stored. In our code, we can always refer to it as a date, but in the database, it can be whatever we want it to be. Let's say, for example, that we want to change the bool column instead of being 1 and 0 to be something else. Let's do that. So let's say here, storage equals new env data storage text bool or string bool storage. Let's save it and run it. Go to our table, drop it, create it, and enter some data. 1, Noam, 1234, 16 June 76, true. And if you look at our database now, we can see that the bool column was translated into true for true and F for false.